Gary, second go round, and I think it was you or Coach Aderna said, maybe you weren't prepared last year. How do you feel this team is coming into the quarterfinals this year? Not prepared, but, maybe you were a year ahead.
We have the playoff experience now, which is nice. Entering this quarterfinal, we've won an ACC championship, won a first round game again, second year in a row. So I think that extra experience will help us, and in this game. But we'll see Saturday how it goes.
Gary, what's I know you're not going to give me the plan, so to say.
Yeah.
Coulter Mackesy is a guy, he can score from anywhere.
Yep.
So how do you look at that and change a defensive approach, if at all, when you have a player like that?
Well, we've played so many teams that have players like that. Coach O'Dearna does a great job of deciding whether it's try to deny him the ball, make sure we push out on him a little bit further, slide early, all those things. So we'll use an array of tactics to try and make sure that we limit his opportunities, and he can't get his hands free for shots because he's a great shooter. Really is.
Do you lean in now to the fact that you can make the Final Four? You push that aside, all your expectations and everything. Now that it's the next step. So
we're actually just dialed in this game. Like, if we can get through this game, we're there. So the focus, is really just on one game, and it's Princeton, a really good Princeton team, and we look at it as an opportunity in front of us and take advantage of it.
You played in this Princeton rivalry, I guess, back in the day.
I never did.
No?
No, that's people always say, this is such a great rivalry. And I'll be honest, in my 4 years at Syracuse, we didn't play Princeton. They became a powerhouse right after me. 1992, I think, was their first championship, beating Syracuse. And that was the first time I ever really knew anything about Princeton lacrosse. And another rivalry I was never involved in was the Virginia one. That was really a 90s rivalry, Powell rivalry that was built through that, and when Virginia was winning championships and we were winning championships. So, I don't have that rivalry experience against Princeton.
I guess more along the lines of storied programs.
Yes.
And two programs looking to get back to the national title game and win one.
The thing is, there's more than two. Everybody in this thing is trying, but I can look at teams like Cornell that has been so close so many times. They're fighting to get back there. Princeton, obviously 6 championships, they're looking to get back there. Syracuse, we're just one of a bunch of schools that are trying to show that we can rebuild our program and get it back to national championship caliber.
Whenever we've asked a bunch of people what they expect it to be like for Sam, and everybody sort of smiles at us. What's he been like heading into this one, and has he been a little extra energetic in practice?
No, not at all. I think Sam's just Sam. He prepares very well. He does a great, always works hard. So, not seeing much difference in him other than he wants to win and he wants to do whatever he can to help his team. So we're getting a pretty normal Sam.
What did you take away from that Cornell-Princeton Ivy League championship game? I mean, Princeton, one of the few teams in the country this year to actually play Cornell super close all the way to the end.
Yeah, but they lose by 5 in the end. So it just shows that they're a good team, and we've watched them. We've watched their film. They're a very good team. We're going to have to play well if we're going to have success. So we're going to have to make stops on the end, play well in the goal, face off well, clear well, and score some goals when we get shots. So if we can do all that, we'll be okay.
That philosophy of taking it one game at a time, not thinking too much about the Final Four or what comes next, why do you take that approach? Is it to limit the pressure for your players?
Well, I think at the beginning of the year, we were ranked as high as number 2 in the country, and we hadn't won anything. And then we had a couple losses, and the whole time before those losses, everybody was thinking, number 2, Final Four, and all these expectations were put on the players and the team. And we lost focus of the next game's the most important game. So we just recentered ourselves and made sure we were about the right things, and that's taking care and winning the day and then winning the week. So that's our focus.
Thank you, Gary.